Good morning, children. In last class, we finished the lesson, the temperature zones of the world. And today we are going to discuss some of the textbook questions. That is the objective types, fill in the blanks, read the clues, pick the correct answer and true or false. So today we are going to just solve the question of this lesson. So the first main which we are going to do today is the fill in the blanks. So the first one, places which are located at high altitude. High altitude are cooler. See children, when you move towards when you go to the hill stations, like Ooty, Kodaikanal, so these are the hill stations. So when you move more upper and upper, when you move higher and higher, what happens? The places becomes very cool. So the same meaning, places which are located at high altitude are cooler than other parts. So when you are down, what happens? You feel somewhat hot or sweaty. So what happens? The places near like Ooty and Kodaikanal, what happens? When you move towards the hill, when you move to the hills little higher and higher, what happens? The places becomes very cool. The places will be very cooler when you move towards the higher altitude. The temperature zone that extends from the Tropic of Cancer to the equator is called okay children. So we learned in this lesson the three zones, that is the torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone. So here what I have asked you the question. The question is the temperature zone that extends from the Tropic of Cancer to the equator is called which zone? So now let us consider this as Earth and this is the equator and these are the two zones. So the temperature zones that extends from Tropic of Cancer to the equator is called as which zone? Yes, it is called as the torrid zone. Next one, the dash of winds determine the climate of the place. So children, you can't say that the wind will be moving in one place. It just moves in the different places. So we can't say that it's moving in a different places. Instead of saying moving different places, there is one word specifically called as direction. So the winds can be either the hot winds or the cold winds. So the cold winds move near the polar regions, that is near the North Pole and the South Pole, that is in Arctic and Antarctic Circle, and the hot winds blows in the deserts. So what happens here? We can't say that the winds move in different places. So there is a specific word called as direction. So here the direction of winds, the main role of winds is the direction of winds helps to determine the climate of a place. It just determines the climate of a place, whether it is very hot, cold, or rainy, or cold. So these are the things which determine the climate of a planet. Fourth one, during winters, the nights in the temperate zone is dash. So children, you all know that during winter season, what happens? During winter seasons, the sun rays won't be more. The sun rays will be very less. So what happens? During winter seasons, the days are shorter and the nights are longer. So in the same way, what happens? In the temperate zone, what happens? The sun rays will be very less during the winter season. So hence here, the nights in the temperate zone will be longer and the days will be shorter. Next one, the earth is divided into dash nature, temperature zones. So children, when I taught you this, I told you that there are what is the meaning of temperature zone and the different types of temperature zones. So what they have asked you, the earth is divided into dash major temperature zones. So how many zones are here, children? There are 3 major temperature zones. So the fill in the blanks is over. The next one we are going to read the clues and guess the names of the zones. So the first one, see, you all learned in last 2 lessons, read the clues and answer the questions. But in this lesson, we are going to learn, we are just guessing the clue and we are going to find out which zone is that in this lesson. So the first question, region between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. So, children, I'm just going to draw a rough diagram. No need of drawing the diagram. So, for making you understand, I'm just drawing and I'm explaining it. So, no need of drawing diagrams. What I'm doing on the board. So, this is the Earth and this is the equator. So, what happens? The region between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. So which zone is present between the equator, that is the Tropic of Cancer, and the Tropic of Capricorn? It is which zone? Yeah, it is the torrid zone. Second one, region between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle. So children, just listen carefully the question. Region between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle. So let us consider this as Earth, and this is equator, and this is Tropic of Cancer. Then, so what I've asked you, region between the Tropic of Cancer and the Arctic Circle. So which zone is that? It is known as the which zone? It is known as the north temperate zone, because here Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle is present in the North Pole. So that is why it is called as the North Temperate Zone. Next question. That is the third one. Region between Arctic Circle and the North Pole. And the North Pole. So children, again I am saying you, this is the Earth and this is the equator. So what I asked you, the region between the Arctic Circle and to the north. So which zone is that? It is a north frigid zone. Because here the Arctic Ocean, the place or the area between the Arctic Circle and the north is called as frigid zone. So it is north frigid zone. Fourth one, region between the Antarctic Circle and South Pole. So children, look here, listen here properly. So I told you this region between Arctic Circle and North Pole is North frigid zone, right? In the same way, the region between the Antarctic Circle and South Pole is called what? Any guesses? Yes, it is a South frigid zone. The last one is the zone that is neither too hot nor too cold. So which zone is having, it won't be very hot or it won't be very cold. That is the question which they have asked the children. The zone that is neither very hot nor cold. So which zone is that, children? Yes, the zone is temperate zone. So it is called as temperate zone. So the next main which we are going to do is the true or false. True or false. So the first question is, altitude affects the climate of a place. So here, children, what happened? Here the altitude affects the climate of a place. Yes, it's true, because why, what happens? The below the mountain side, when you reach the hill station, what happens? And in the hill station, in the downside, what happens? It will be little hotter. When you start moving towards the hills, moving higher and higher, what happens? It will be cool. So here it affects the climate of a place. Yes, it is a true statement. Hence it is true. Winds blowing from the sea the winds blowing from the sea to the land are dry. So children, what happens here? The winds which are blowing from the sea to the land are dry. Whether it is dry? No, because here the sea contains water. So what happened? The water evaporates and it will be moving. In which type of wind? The winds will be dry or cool. The breeze which comes from the sea will be heat or hot or cold. Yes, it will be very cool. So what happens? Here the winds which are blowing from the sea to the land are dry. No, it will be cool. The winds won't be dry. It will be cool. So hence this is a false statement. So hence it is false. Next, coastal areas have moderate climate. So coastal areas have moderate climate. So you all think that it has a moderate climate? Yes, because here the water bodies are more. Example like beaches, sea and all are more near the coastal areas. So hence it has a moderate climate. Moderate climate is nothing but it won't be it won't be too hot or too cold. It will be having a moderate climate. So hence this is a correct statement and it is true. Deserts have humid climate. Deserts have humid climate. Yes, here the deserts will have the humid climate. How you can say that? Because here during daytimes it will be more hot. Whereas when you compare in the evenings, what happens? It becomes very cold. So hence here the deserts will be having a humid climate and it is true. The last one is there are three temperature. There are three temperature zones. So children, in this lesson we learned there are three temperature zones. Yes, there are three temperature zones and hence this statement is correct and the answer will be the true. So I think you got this thing. So today I am ending the classes up with this. So I think you all understood children. So thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.